Hello Capricorn, it's Gemstone from www.tarotforhealing.com, and this is your monthly astrological reading for the month of March. I'm still shuffling up these cards. Actually, I started this video by accident, but let's just see what cards come up for you. First, we're going to do your finances, then we're going to move on to your personal life, whether you're in a relationship or single, and then I'm going to be moving on to your spiritual cards. And I'm also going to pull an additional card for you, because usually, you know, I pull an oracle card, but this one, like, there's these little tiny cards in here, and they're called Healing Angel Cards by Tony Carmine Solano. And I like the messages are like just really nice and uplifting in that deck. So we'll see what comes forward for you. Now there was a card that actually flipped out just now, so that was very random. It's the Five of Cups. What I'll tell you is, when the Five of Cups shows up, I'll tell you, if you're going through a difficult time, then lovely, it's not going to be too bad. It's maybe like things are feeling really rough right now. I mean, this might literally be you. Like, maybe, you know, like you can see this person in this card looks like he's praying, like he needs some kind of answer or some kind of divine intervention, and he might be feeling really stressed out, really like at his wit's end. But what this card is all about is it's saying that things are not as bad as they seem. So if you're going through a difficult time, it's saying you'll be able to get through it. Things are okay. There are some things that are going on in your life that are like good things that you can focus on. So try your best not to focus on the bad or focus on the negative of your situation, Capricorn. So that's the card that flipped out for you, but I'm going to return it back into the deck, and then I'm going to shuffle it up one more time. So I just feel like Spirit just wanted you to see that card, because that's the one that decided to fly out. So let's see. For your finances, we'll go. Okay, now I can understand why that card came out, looking at finances. Okay. Your financial cards are the Nine of Swords with the Hanged Man. And what these cards are telling me together is the Nine of Swords is representing like a similar kind of energy as the Five of Cups. But the thing with the Nine of Swords is talking about your worries, your fears, your anxiety. And the thing that is interesting with the Nine of Swords is it can represent literally being so stressed out that you can't even sleep. Like, because your mind just might be just going over things so much that it's just difficult for you to even just chill out and relax. So maybe that's what the Five of Cups was talking about. Maybe there's worries concerning money issues. Maybe money has just been tight and you're just thinking, you know, how am I going to make ends meet? How are things going to turn out? Will things get better for me? Now the Hanged Man is saying that you have to look at things from another perspective. It's saying that don't let your worries and concerns you know, overpower you, because it is very true that we do manifest more of what it is that we create. And it's saying with the Hanged Man, it's not a card of taking action, so it's kind of saying you just have to reevaluate some things at this time. It's a card of enlightenment. It's a card of kind of going within and searching for the answers within. So it's saying that there are solutions to the issues that you're going through, but it's almost like you have to take the time out and really think things through about maybe how you can improve things for yourself, because this isn't the time to just rush into something. Because sometimes when, you know, we feel very anxious and we're afraid, we just want a quick fix, and we just want to get out of this situation sort of any means possible. And because of that, we can take action, but sometimes it's not the appropriate action, you know, only because of the fact that we're just sort of we're just kind of going on our fear-based energies. So with the Hangman, I feel like you're saying you have to sort of look at things from a different perspective, and this is a good time to kind of analyze your situation and kind of see what it is that you can do in terms of creating a plan for yourself that maybe can improve things for you. And maybe this is the month where you may be able to come up with some solutions to your finances. But again, is to me, it's more talking about taking your time with things and remaining hopeful in your situation, and not focusing too much on like the fear and the stress and everything else. For those of you that are in relationships, it is the Nine of Swords with the Knight of Swords with the Knight of Wands. Very interesting. Two knights, I didn't notice that. Cool. That's so interesting. To me, it's like having two knights in a relationship situation is so funny because, knights are court cards, and the knights usually represent young people, like people that are probably like in their 20s, and but they have a different energy to them, but they actually work really well together because like the elements of air and fire go together, and they can cause an explosion. So it's almost like the two together can kind of amplify things. So the Knight of Swords can represent somebody that is an air sign, maybe they are Libra, Aquarius, or a Gemini, and the Wands can represent a Leo, Sagittarius, or a Aries. Um, but it's interesting that you're a Capricorn, but you got these kind of cards. So to me, it's almost like there's two different characters here, two different people here. But of course, it does relate to you because obviously this is your reading. So it could be saying that maybe you're adopting maybe one of these knights, like the attributes of this knight is coming through more for you at this time, because even though, yeah, we have maybe a sun sign, moon sign, ascendant sign, obviously the planets are always moving through our chart, so therefore we can adopt energies of like another sign because of the fact that maybe that sign is like transiting hours or like something. So maybe I'm kind of feeling that maybe that's kind of what you're going through. So it could be that maybe you're adopting more of the sword sign kind of energy, or even the one sign energy, or you could be in a relationship with somebody that's either the sword sign or a one sign. But what it's saying together is, I think that when it comes to a relationship, even though you might be with somebody that might contrast you in some kind of way, because to me, when I look at especially the colors in these two cards, it's like they are kind of contrasting colors, but it's kind of saying that the two of you, I think, can actually work well together. And so it's almost speaking of a couple situation where the swords can sometimes represent that there might have been some kind of challenge that you went through in terms of a relationship situation. But to me, the Knight of Wands can represent things actually improving in that area. It can represent things becoming more passionate, more fun, more exciting. So maybe that's something that you have to adopt more in your relationship. And the swords also represents the intellect, so you might actually be involved with somebody that maybe intellectually you are a really good match, and maybe the passion and the excitement also can come about in the relationship, and maybe you're really well matched in that kind of way. But what I definitely see with these two cards is it's almost like two people that are different, but you actually complement each other really well. So I think when it speaks of those of you that are in relationships, it could be that March is more of a month where you might even be meshing together even better, and you might have a better understanding of each other and just sort of enjoying each other's differences, but then at the same time being able to sort of come together and complement each other. Because to me, that's what I really see in these two cards, is like two people that just complement each other really well, and they can sort of bring two different aspects of themselves and merge it and just be able to almost like create this relationship where there is sort of this mutual respect for each other. So yes, I like those cards for the relationships, for those of you that are in relationships. For those of you that are single, you have the Ace of Wands with the Moon. So these are interesting cards together. The Ace of Swords again can represent a sense of new beginning. To me, when this shows up in the case of a relationship, it can mean again a sense of meeting somebody, and you and this person, you just have a good time together, or meeting somebody and it could be like a lustful situation, like maybe you just find that person really attractive, they find you really attractive kind of thing, and there might even be sort of this, maybe even a sexual kind of chemistry between you and this person, or physical kind of chemistry. And then with the moon though, the moon can represent our feelings, our emotions. The only thing I would say is, to me, when I look at these cards together, it's like it's like you have that element of the fire, and then it's like you have that element of the water with the moon and that kind of connection. So these elements, they don't really mesh together, but what I'm kind of seeing here is that it's saying that you could be somebody that makes you feel that way. Again, you might feel sexually attracted to them. It could be that you know, that kind of thing. You feel very, they might be very attractive to you. But then it's like the moon is saying that there's something underlining. There's something maybe that isn't really being exposed. And I would say that it's sort of saying that don't get all caught up in the excitement of somebody and meeting them and stuff, so much so that you don't really get to fully see this person for who they really are. So because to me the moon can sometimes represent that there's more to the picture, or like there's more that needs to be seen that maybe you're not seeing at this time. So I would say, you know, don't rush into anything with anyone, because, you know, the Ace of Wands also is like a fast moving energy. So sometimes with that kind of energy you might be tempted to act really quickly. So I would say if you are single and you like somebody, like now isn't the time to rush into something. It's good for you to take time out and to spend time getting to know the person, because, you know, this is ruled, the moon card is ruled by Cancer. Cancer is a nice sign, like in terms of, you know, nurturing, love, care, like that kind of thing. But then I think more of the moon kind of element of things is again that things can be kind of hidden. And so what I would say is, it's like spend time getting to know that person. Spend time really seeing what they're about, because I feel like over time things will be revealed. So it's saying, you know, yeah, it's kind of just take your time and kind of be patient. You know, Cancer, with the moon and stuff, is like it's more of a passive kind of energy than an active energy. The Ace of Wands is an active energy, so again that's why I was saying like it's fast moving. But you know, these kind of energies with the moon is like it's more of a passive energy, so it's kind of saying it's best to sort of take your time. You might be tempted to move really quickly, but it's saying, you know, kind of move slowly, because that's the better way to do things, because I feel like it will benefit you in terms of just getting to know the person better, and you know, knowing what you're getting yourself into before kind of getting in too deep with somebody. Or even then, which just came to mind as well, is that to me these cards could also represent a situation where you do kind of are tempted to move fast. But then with the moon, it could be, it's not to say that it's all bad. Like, even though I'm saying like there could be more to the situation, so you should take your time, it might not necessarily be that the person is like necessarily being deceptive or anything like that intentionally. It just could be a situation where it's saying that they could actually be potential in some cases for a relationship to form, but it's and it could even be something where you actually do connect with the person on an emotional level. Like, it could turn out to be maybe a physical attraction, and then later on it could develop into more of an emotional connection that could be formed here. But at the same time, I would say again, like, kind of take your time, get to know the person and things like that, because I feel like you might be tempted to move fast when really you're saying like now is not the time for that kind of thing. So yeah, the Three of Wands showed up with the High Priestess for your spiritual cards. And so let me see, with the Three of Wands, it's kind of like your ship coming in. You're waiting on something to come through for you. You might be waiting on some good news, hoping for some good news. The High Priestess can represent, you know, feelings within ourselves, what we want, maybe even intuitively, what we feel. Or even it could be a situation where with the High Priestess, because she can represent our intuition, you might be feeling like something more positive is going to be coming in for you on an intuitive level. Maybe it hasn't even happened yet, but within yourself you might be either hoping or feeling like, okay, I know that things are going to get better, I know that something is going to come through for me and things is going to be okay. And I think if that is an attitude, if you can adopt that kind of attitude, it will be really beneficial for you, because I feel like some of you Capricorns are really worried about your situation. And what I'm seeing in your spiritual cards with the Three of Swords, it's saying that your ship will come in, things can get better for you. But again, it's like it's gonna take some time, it's gonna take patience, it's not gonna happen quickly. But it's saying that when it does happen, it will be beneficial for you, it will be something that's really good for you. And then with the High Priestess, is saying just know within yourself that this is something that is going to happen for you, because again, you know, what we believe within ourselves is what we end up achieving for ourselves. So with that being said, it's important for us to kind of um try to stay positive about our situations, know within ourselves that things will improve, and that everything we go through is a phase. So, you know, it's not going to last forever. So just take your time and kind of let this time pass, and then things will be able to get better for you. You know, the High Priestess also is about that occult and secret, you know, hidden knowledge, hidden spiritual knowledge within yourself. And so it's like, hold on to that spiritual knowledge that you have, you know, because I feel like that's sort of like, even I can say, even in times of challenge, sometimes when you refer back to those kind of spiritual texts and things, it can really help you in terms of maybe, you know, feeling uplifted and feeling more empowered. And so it's almost like, if you are feeling a little bit down, it's kind of saying to fall back on your spirituality to keep you going. You know, if there's any spiritual text that you like to read, you know, refer to it, or like, you know, just to keep you in sort of a better mindset, so that you can just, you know, be able to know that, okay, I can get through this time and everything is going to be okay. So let me move on to your angel cards and see what is showing up for you. Oh my gosh, look at the one that showed up for you, which flew out. You're getting a lot of flying cards today, which is positive thinking. And it says positive thinking is vital in creating a healthy and abundant life. A positive attitude, along with positive beliefs and thoughts, are crucial ingredients for creating happiness. Don't worry, think love. Oh, I think that's a really nice message for you, Capricorn. So on that note, I'll end the video. I'll see you. Bye.